¿Qué pasó, Pack Nation? It is Pack here. In today's video, I'm talking about Next Generation and its graphics. Now, I want to start the video saying no, there has not been any release screenshot of NBA 2K21 or Next Gen, so don't even come in here expecting that.
Clickbait police.
Because that hasn't come out yet. Honestly, we don't know when that's going to come out because everything might get delayed. But there is a modder. His name is Debbie's Guerra. He's been working on NBA 2K20 and doing graphic mods for a while now. And I want to showcase some of the stuff he's been doing and how it's going to look like in Next Generation, at least from a distance. And it's going to look really, really sick. And I want to talk about other things involving that. So stick around. Before this video starts, be an OG, join the Pack Nation, and subscribe. Now, I want to start off just showing you some of the gameplay that Debbie's been working on in NBA 2K20. Here's a render of Carmelo Anthony. Wow! Look how sick that is. I mean, just the way that that's looking. Currently NBA 2K20, like this is the regular graphics, like this is the same face scan, the same body model of Carmelo Anthony, just enhanced. The color of the players are enhanced, the tattoos are enhanced, the jersey color, the lighting. As you can tell, the lighting is probably the most important thing that I want to talk about in this first part of the video. I think the lighting changes everything of 2K. A lot of people have been saying that the graphics of these 2Ks in the newest generation, the current one, have been getting worse every single year.
So basically, what I was thinking of was, I can't believe you've done this.
And I kind of tend to agree. If you compare from the beginning of the year to the end of the year, the players seem flat now and matte colored. Before, they were shiny and bright and looked real. And that's because of the lighting. The lighting was fixed. Here's another render of LeBron James. You see the light flat. I mean, you see the little bitty parts of sweat all over his body. Now, when it comes to Next Generation, a lot of people get mad and then talk about sweat and graphics and they go, ugh.
Wow. Okay, I'm not gonna judge your journey.
I hate it when you mention sweat because all you do is every 2K every year they show a new face scan. It's the same player, the same graphics, but a little more sweat, and then they just meme at that.
Corporate needs you to find the differences between this picture and this picture. Intel has told us there are at least 7.
Okay, I already see one. Give me. Okay.
They're the same picture.
Which is true, they have been doing that. I'm not even gonna act like that's not true. But when you look at these, I think it matters more how the sweat happens, because when you play the game, you're not always gonna sweat, but it's the lighting that matters more than anything. You see the light reflecting over that sweat a lot more evenly, a lot more, instead of just little places and the players look fake and matte. Now it looks a lot more detailed. And it's not only the players, but the courts too. The way that if you turn the camera, the light changes directions all over in specific parts. It makes it feel a lot more photorealistic rather than how it is now, where it's just flat and kind of like a matte car. It looks the same way in these games, and I feel like that's pretty consistent happening for the past couple years. Expect that to be changed from now on. They're going to focus on lighting for sure. I think this one of Damian Lillard is the perfect example. Look at the way it's shining off his forehead, off the shoulders, all of that stuff. It's just so photorealistic and so crazy to me how good that looks. And then not only that, right? Adding on to that, I think it's not just about the face scans, because they focus on the face scans, and I feel like the faces are pretty dang good rendered. I mean, look how good that looks. That looks accurate to Damian Lillard. But the bodies, every NBA player has a different kind of body. So instead of scanning just the faces, I think they need to scan the bodies too, to make sure that everybody is different. Obviously, Nikola Jokic doesn't have the same body as LeBron James, and LeBron James doesn't have the same body as Jamal Crawford. One's a super skinny dude, one's kind of a chunkier dude, one guy's really fit, and it's all different for everybody. And I think that's the best way to describe that, and I hope that they focus more on that in the Next Generation. I mean, I would be surprised if they didn't. And I think the craziest thing about this is that you see these graphics and you're probably like, Pack, these look okay. But the thing is, these are gonna look even better. This is the difference between this and Next Generation. This graphics that you're seeing, this was designed to be made in 1080p, in improved 4K, but not true 4K. These games were not made to be played on 4K, 2K20 games specifically, or the 2K games, NBA 2K games specifically. Those games were made to be played in 1080p games because that you can play it on the Switch as well. These new games, the Next Generation, is going to be made to be played in 4K and even enhanced to 8K. That's gonna look so much better. The detail is gonna be ridiculous, and let me go into the detail. You can see here with a render of Manu. Now on the left is a picture of Manu in NBA 2K19. I understand that that's not accurate and fair because the quality on the left is pretty bad, but still you kind of get the idea of the detail. You can see little marks on his face, the unevenness of his head because that's how his head is. The beard is more evened out. It's a lot more accurate to how Manu Ginobili really looks. When it comes to the lighting, you can see the one with Dennis Schroeder on the right just looks so much more accurate when it comes to lighting. It's shining in his entire forehead, on the upper lip, across the whole body, instead of one side like how it is on the left side with NBA 2K20. I think the perfect one is Frank Ntilikina in NBA 2K20 and the modded version, because on the modded version you see the lighting, even when he's not sweating, is completely even, rather than 2K20 when it's just on his shoulders, and that's really it. It is consistency that I feel like this game is lacking lighting wise. And finally, my best example of lighting is the Tony Parker one. I mean, just look at the detail in the light on the right rather than it does on the left. It just looks so much better, and that's how it's going to be next gen. But the more important one is the LeBron one, because it is not only about the lighting, it's about the detail. LeBron James's face, when he makes faces, changes completely. You can see the details in his nose, the pores. The sweat isn't just lines running down his face, it's dots all over the body, and then there's light effects on those dots of sweat, and then the lighting is across the whole face rather than nothing. And then when he screams, you can see the neck details of him screaming. There's so much going on here, and then the detail on the hair, it looks like every single hair was been rendered rather than on the left side where it's just kind of like a flat image on his head. It's the ridiculous details that these mods are showing that we're going to be seeing in the next generation. But I think the most important image to show you guys is this render that was made by Playground Games senior character artist. This is an actual render of how things and faces are going to look in the next generation. This is an official 100% accurate. This is going to be the case. It's not like a fake, like this is made in an engine and they can use this model and make it for games. Look at the ridiculous detail. She's not even really smiling and she has a little mark on her face that indicates that she's grinning. The pores, you can see the extreme detail in the pores on her face, like extreme detail, and this is going to be even better in 4K monitors. The scar on her face, the little vein in her eye, and then the makeup is very specific. The hair looks like each and every single hair is rendered. The extreme detail, there's more polygons in this face than an entire player in NBA 2K20. That's how ridiculous the detail is in this new generation. And this is going to change everything, the way we play. I know that a lot of us don't care about graphics and we care more about the game. I get that, but just looking at the significant change, Phil Spencer, who is the boss of Xbox, he said that the change this generation and next generation is going to be from 2D graphics to 3D graphics, like that big of a jump. It's just going to look at a ridiculously better pace. And here you can see a lot of examples of games having these new graphics, and it's going to change 2K forever. Imagine the park in these extremely high rendered situations. Now again, we care more about the servers, the latency issues, the movement, the animation problems, all this stuff we care about more. But just seeing the graphical impressiveness to me is just so exciting to talk about because it just looks so crazy, dude. And this is going to change a lot of things for YouTubers too, because now we're going to have to upload in 4K, which is going to take a lot longer for us. And then not only that, we're going to have to get devices to record in 4K. My Elgato doesn't record 4K, so I'm going to have to get an even better capture card, better monitor to run everything. This is going to create not problems, but it's going to become more expensive to make videos, and that's going to change for some YouTubers too, because what if they don't have the money to record these kind of things? They're going to have to record in lower resolutions, and then there's people that don't even have monitors or 4K, so they're going to have to buy things, and then if it's 8K, we're going to have to get even more expensive monitors. It's going to change a lot of things. Like, these graphics is more important than I think people realize. And then the frames too, that's the biggest one too. Like, it already looks good, but now there's not going to be jumping anymore. These frames are going to be clean and as best as our eyes can even capture anymore. Like, this is going to be graphics at another level that I can't even comprehend, and it's going to be so exciting to see. Now, that's all I had to say about graphics in next gen. And if you want to check out Debbie's Guerra stuff, you can go to his channel. Link is in the description. He does a lot of 2K mods and lighting effects, so that's really, really cool, and you can check his stuff out. It is super interesting to me. Next generation is not that far away, and we're going to get some footage probably pretty soon about this new stuff, and it's going to be so excited to keep talking about it for you guys. And obviously, if you guys are interested, Okay guys, that's it for this video. If you like this channel, give it a sub and I'll see you guys next time.